Hey guys! Welcome back to Too Good for Drugs, and this is lesson number 7, decompression. So this week we're going to be talking about decompression.
And refusing peer pressure.
Yep.
So last week, or when we last talked to you guys, we talked about managing mistakes. And in life, things don't always go the way that we expect them to. So how we handle the disappointment affects our feelings and our actions. Who remembers one way to manage mistakes?
Use self-positive messages or self-talk.
That's right. What does positive self-talk do for us when we make a mistake?
Positive self-talk helps you find the brighter side of the situation or a way to do better next time. It boosts your overall self-esteem and it gives you confidence.
Very good. So today we're going to talk about peer pressure. Who is a peer?
Someone your own age.
A peer is someone your own age, and a peer could be a classmate, someone who lives in your neighborhood, or even a friend. Are your teachers or parents your peers?
No.
That's right. The adults in your lives are not peers.
So, if someone your own age tries to get you to do something that you don't necessarily want to do, or know something that you shouldn't do, that person is using negative peer pressure to persuade you. What are some things 5th graders might pressure their peers to be doing or do?
Some things that they could be pressured into doing would be cheating on a test, bullying someone, lying, or skipping class.
That's right. A peer might pressure you into doing something that you know is wrong.
Do you think it's possible to influence our friends or peers in positive ways?
Yes.
That's right. When you encourage a peer to make a responsible decision or to do something healthy, that is positive peer pressure. Let's take a closer look at the 2 different types of pressures.
So, open your workbooks to page 21 to the section titled System Check to see if you can differentiate the positive peer pressure situation from the negative one. We will start by reading each role in the play together, and then you will check your answers to the questions to follow in your workbook.
Okay, so for scenario 1, Tyson says, the new movie opens tonight. You have to come with my family and me. Everyone is going to be talking about it tomorrow.
And then Jason says, I can't. I'm saving money to buy my little brother a new video game for his birthday.
But then Tyson says, I'm counting on you to come with me. Buy your brother a cheaper gift. He'll never know the difference.
And then Jason says, I guess so. He has his heart set on this one game, and I have almost enough money to buy it.
Who cares? Just come to the movie.
Then Jason says, I did hard work, and it is my money. What time should I be ready?
Okay, so then in scenario 2, it's between Donna and Sasha. And Donna says, there's no way I can get up early on Saturday for cheerleading tryouts.
And Sasha says, this is your goal. You've been working hard to get on the cheerleading squad.
And Donna says, I know, but Friday night is Monique's sleepover party. We'll be up all night.
And Sasha says, maybe you shouldn't go to the party. There will always be other sleepovers.
And then Donna says, but I'll miss out on all the fun.
And Sasha says, stay focused on your goal. You will be proud of yourself.
And finally, Donna says, you're right. I'll skip the sleepover to get enough rest for tryouts.
So, now use the space provided in your workbook to answer the questions that follow the role plays. Be prepared to share your answers.
So, which of the 2 situations is an example of negative peer pressure?
It would be situation number 1.
That's right. Which details from the scenario support your answer?
Tyson pressured Jason to buy money on the movie, or to spend his money on the movie, instead of saving to buy his brother the video game.
That's right. Jason gives in to Tyson's peer pressure. Should Tyson be in control of Jason's decisions?
No.
Who should be in control of Jason's decisions?
Jason.
How do you think Jason's decision affected his goal to buy the video game?
He wouldn't have enough money to buy his brother the video game.
Jason let peer pressure affect his decisions, which affected his ability to reach his goal.
So, which of the situations is an example of positive peer pressure?
Situation 2.
That is correct. Which details from the scenario support your answer?
Donna didn't want to go to cheerleading tryouts early in the morning, but Sasha reminded her to stay focused on her goal.
Excellent. This is an example of positive peer pressure. Sasha encouraged Donna to reach her goal, leading Donna to make a good decision.
So most of the time, a good friend will support and encourage you to make good decisions, but you should really be ready if someone turns up than negative peer pressure.
So now on to number 2, strategic planning. There are many strategies you can use to refuse negative peer pressure. What is a strategy?
A strategy is a plan.
That's right. So there are 9 peer pressure refusal strategies you can use to manage peer pressure situations. Open your workbooks to page 22 to the section titled Exit Strategy. As we discuss each of the peer pressure refusal strategies, answer the questions that follow in your workbook.
So, steer clear is a strategy that helps you avoid peer pressure situation before it even starts. If you see a group of kids that are known for causing trouble hanging out on the basketball court during recess, is it a good idea to go hang out with them?
Absolutely not.
That's right. Instead, steer clear of those kids and find someone else to spend your time with.
So now look in your workbooks at number 1. In your own words, describe the strategy steer clear. So go on ahead and complete that activity in your workbook.
Okay, so steer clear can be used when you know peer pressure is likely to happen.
The rest of the strategies will help you if you are already in a peer pressure situation.
The next strategy is to say no. There are several ways you can say no, like no thanks or no way. Look at number 2 in your workbooks. Write down 2 ways you could say no.
So, what are some ways you can say no? No, no thanks, not interested, and etc. There's many ways that you could say no.
So, we want you to think about which communication style you should use to refuse peer pressure. Should you be passive? Should you be aggressive? Or should you be assertive?
You should be assertive.
That's right. When you refuse peer pressure, you want to be confident. Stand tall, look them in the eye, and speak up to show them you're confident.
So, you can also just walk away. Think of a safe place to go and start walking there. So, don't hang around, just leave the situation quickly. Look at the question number 3. If you were pressured in the hallway at school, what are some of the safe places you could go in the walk away strategy?
A teacher's classroom, the office, or somewhere with lots of people.
Very good.
So now, what does it mean to ignore?
Ignore means to refuse to pay attention to anyone.
That's right. It's to act as if the person pressuring you isn't even there. Don't even look at him. Write your answer to the statement number 4 in your workbook.
Alright, so now you can use the broken record strategy. Just repeat the same thing over and over again. For example, if someone pressured you to lie, just say, I don't lie. If the person started to call you names, what would you say?
I don't lie.
If the person says, everyone does it, what would you say?
I don't lie.
Excellent. So, if you say it enough, the person pressuring you would know that you're serious and you're not going to give in, and eventually they'll give up.
So we want you to answer question 5 in your workbook.
Yep.
So the next strategy is to make an excuse. So we want you to think of a real reason not to go along with your friends. You don't have to lie. Instead, come up with a believable excuse. So for example, you could say, I can't, my mom told me I have to clean my room today. Or I have to go straight home because my mom is waiting for me.
Think of a realistic excuse you could use in the peer pressure situation. Write it in your workbook on the lines provided for number 6. And another example would be reverse the pressure. And that means to put the pressure back on the person who is pressuring you. Say, why are you pressuring me? Or, if you were my friend, you wouldn't pressure me to do something I don't want to do. This strategy works because it puts pressure back on the person pressuring you. So, look at question number 7 and write what you would say to the reverse the pressure question.
So finally, the next 2 strategies provide you with an opportunity to refuse peer pressure at the same time and encourage your peers to make healthy decisions. You can encourage the other person to do something positive rather than something negative.
Alright, so this strategy is to state the facts. Tell the person pressuring you that the possible consequences of what he or she wants to do. For example, if the person was pressuring you to steal, you could say, stealing is wrong and it could get us in big trouble. If someone pressured you to cheat on a test, how would you state the facts? Write your answers on the lines provided for number 8.
Okay. So, next is a better idea, and this suggests something better that you could do. This strategy works best if the person is pressuring you, that's a friend, and that you don't want to lose a friendship. Say, I have a better idea. Let's go to the park and play basketball. You could suggest something positive like video games, finishing homework, or riding bikes. The possibilities are endless. Think of a safe, healthy, and fun activities for you and your friends. Write all of your answers on the lines provided for number 9.
So, when you come up with a better idea, you'll be amazed how often your friends will follow you. By giving everyone a better idea, you can help your friends make better decisions, stay healthy, and keep out of trouble.
Okay, so number 3 is spacewalk. To practice the peer pressure refusal strategies, we're going to play a game called Spacewalk. The object of the game is to be the first player to match your peer pressure scenario cards to the appropriate peer pressure refusal strategy card.
So, to play the game, first you're going to shuffle the cards up, deal 5 cards out to each player, and put the rest of the cards face down on the table. This will be the draw pile.
So then you're going to review your cards to see if you have any matches in your hand. So for example, if I have a scenario card that says, Cole wanted Rob to steal a candy bar. Rob walked out of the store. Which strategy card do I need?
Walk away.
That's right. If I have a strategy card that says walk away, I have a match. If you have a match, read the match aloud and then place the match pair on the table in front of you. Once you have paired up any matches in your starting hand, you're ready to find matches for the rest of the cards in your hand.
So, when play begins, the first player asks another player for a specific card to match. For example, if I have a strategy card that says broken record, I would ask, whatever the student's name is, do you have a broken record scenario card?
If the other player has a broken record scenario card, they would have to give it to me. I will then read the scenario aloud to state my match. My turn is over, and it's the next player's turn.
If the person I ask does not have the card, he or she says, take a spacewalk, then I will take the top card from the draw pile.
If I draw a card that I need from my draw pile, or I draw one that matches another card in my hand, I will read the match immediately to everyone and place it on the table in front of me. It is now the next player's turn.
If a player gives me a card that doesn't match what I asked for, I will give the card back and take a card from the draw pile. The player who matches all of his or her cards first wins. Be sure to use the instruction sheet in your game set to help you set up the game and take a turn. Use your workbook to help you identify the peer pressure refusal strategies. If there is time, you may play the game again.
Okay.
So you guys can go on ahead and have some fun and play the game.
Okay, so your time's up and you did a great job playing the game. Sometimes we make choices on our own, and sometimes our decision making is influenced by our peers. Sometimes peer pressure can be positive, but at other times peer pressure can lead to trouble. Continue to practice these refusal strategies so that way you're prepared to make good choices.
So next time we're together, we are going to discuss the effects of alcohol and apply the peer pressure refusal strategies in situations involving alcohol. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.